division desperately tried to fight its way to the perimeter of the Stalingrad pocket. The fighting was hard. As Scheibert states in the introduction, his regiment lost 7 out of 8 tank company commanders in December 1942. Only Scheibert escaped unscathed. It is this combination of different perspectives that makes the book particularly valuable, and which offers new insights into this less well-known episode of one of the most gruesome struggles in the history of warfare. Professor Matthias Strohn, Master of Studies, Doctor of Philosophy, Fellow of the Royal Historical Society, Head of Historical Analysis, Centre for Historical Analysis and Conflict Research, Camberley, Visiting Professor of Military Studies, University of Buckingham. Glossary of rank equivalents. German: General der Infanterie. English: General of the Infantry. General der Panzertruppe. General of Armoured Troops. Generalleutnant, Lieutenant General. Oberst, Colonel. Oberstleutnant, Lieutenant Colonel. Major, Major. Hauptmann, Captain. Oberleutnant, First Lieutenant. Lieutenant, Lieutenant. Stabsfeldwebel, Staff Sergeant. Oberfeldwebel, First Sergeant. Feldwebel, Sergeant. Unteroffizier, Corporal. Obergefreiter, Lance Corporal. Editor's note: these are only approximate equivalents, as some German ranks have no real equivalent in English-speaking armies. Introduction. In his book Verlorene Siege, Lost Victories, General Field Marshal Erich von Manstein writes, "This life and death race, which began with the 12th December appearance of the 4th Panzer Army to relieve the 6th Army, can only be drawn here in broad strokes. It is impossible to describe the lightning-quick shift in circumstances that the 57th Panzer Corps faced, with an enemy who continuously threw new forces into the battle, tanks above all. The agility of our panzer commanders and the superiority of our panzer crews stood the test brilliantly during this time, as did the bravery of the panzer grenadiers and the ingenuity of our anti-tank defence. At the same time, however, it also demonstrated what an old, tried and true panzer division, such as the 6th, could accomplish in battle when fully equipped with panzers and assault weapons, and while under the superb command of General Rauss and the panzer commander Oberst von Hünensdorf, who would unfortunately die in battle later, while at the vanguard of this division. The task of the present volume is to represent as clearly as possible the situation described in the aforementioned statement. It is not possible to describe the quick-as-lightning shift of circumstances in the battles of the 57th Panzer Corps. In doing so, I hope to rescue from oblivion these difficult campaigns which were so momentous in their goals, tragic in their outcome, but rich in lessons learned. If this narrative relies heavily on the perspective of the 6th Panzer Division, it is because at one point in time this division, which was in the middle of the 57th Panzer Corps, had to shoulder the main burden of the battles. Moreover, thanks to its strengths, it helped support its neighbours who were weaker in materiel. In addition, the author himself was a member of this division, serving as commander of a panzer company in Battle Group Hünersdorf, a key player, and participated in all the battles during that period. Lastly, for a certain time, the only original data sources from that period were from this division. The publications thus far on the attempt to relieve Stalingrad are almost all tarnished by inaccuracies as to time, locations, and numbers. There are also distortions, both intentional and unintentional, as well as exaggerated and embroidered versions of events. Relying as it does on a large number of documents, this book places particular emphasis on objectivity. A further reason for the scarcity of factual reporting thus far may also lie in the fact that the operation stood under the shadow of the Stalingrad situation itself. Of the officers involved, a great many were killed in this and in later battles, or were wounded and sidelined early on. From the 11th Panzer Regiment of the 6th Panzer Division, for instance, after just 1 month of deployment, from 3rd December 1942 on, out of the